And last sentence, they were carefully trained to man some of the most important political officers in the kingdom. Why they was appointing these slaves? Because they was trained. So that trained person, they will help for the political of king, for the political administration. And since they were totally depend upon the master, means upon the sultan, so sultan can trust on them very easily, because they don't have any other master, or in between there is no any middleman. So the village people also not taking care about them, because they are slaves and taken by the sultan. So their master means directly their master, it is sultan. So they can depend on them, because the sultan only trained them how to do, what to do, all these things. So these two sentences are very important. Why they appointed slaves as their governors and administrators. And we can see here, um, downside, the slaves rather than sons. And the slaves, how what they were saying, or what they were, the sultan were advised, a slave who has brought up and promoted must be looked after, for it needs a whole lifetime and good luck of to find a worthy and experienced slave. And the a slave, what we are saying, we want to brought up them and want to promote them, and they will look after the kingdom, like that they are saying. And wise men had have said that a worthy and experienced slave is better than a son. For Delhi Sultanate, the sons means there was not giving in hereditary way. The rule was not under the form of hereditary. Those who are good, brave enough, those who are courage enough, they will get rule in their hands. So having son, that's not the matter. If the slave also having son, they can't give to their children. That was the condition under the Delhi Sultanate. And the Khilji's time, the Khilji and Tughlaq continued to use Bandhagan, and also raise people to humble birth, and who were often their clients, to high political positions. Means those who was slaves, they instead of thinking about their birth, it is from Brahmin or like that. Instead of that, they was taking care of the humble birth life. The people, those who having the humble birth, and bringing them, means training them, and afterwards they are getting the high political positions. They were appointed as generals, governors, and however, this is also introduced as element of political instability. And this system, what they introduced, that become the become the unstable political power in the hands of sultan, that we will see afterwards. And before that, what is a client means, what it is? A client is someone who is under the protection of another, a dependent or a hanger on, means the person who is depending on. Here we can see the person who is becoming the client. Here they are slaves, they are having the humble birth. Or maybe if you are saying like that, now present the caste system of India, we can say like that, scheduled caste or like that outcast people, they got the good position and under the leadership of Delhi Sultanate. And slaves and clients were loyal to the king. They were very loyal to the king, to their master. That means to the king, and not to their higher, means to their hierarchy order to their son, or to their father. They was not thinking, even though they know their father and mother is living in another city, they won't take care about them, or their marriage and their children, like that things also they are not take care. That much loyal they were to the king. And new sultans had their own servants, and each and every sultans, they are having their own servants. And first sultan, for example, Khilji was the one sultan, and he is having 200 servants of him, and he want to appoint them as the governors and generals. As the say, after that Khilji's life, then Tughlaq comes, and Tughlaq also having another 200. He want to appoint his clients and servants as his general. That's why we are saying like that, it become the in political instability, because the rule was not continuing as it was what they meant. And as the result, the accession of a new monarch often saw conflict between the old and the new nobles. Means when the new king comes, the new sultan comes, the old ones want to go away from their place, and the new one will come up into that position. Generals will change, and the governors will change. So usually they will have a conflict between old and new ideas, because the old nobles, they are feeling like that now they thrown away from their position, and the new people, they got power in their hand, like that they are feeling. So there will be a conflict between the between with between old and new. The patronage of these humble people by the Delhi Sultan also shocked many elites and the authors of the Persian and Dwarikiks, and criticized the Delhi Sultanate for appointing the low and base born to high office. The people, when the Delhi Sultanate, he thought about the giving position to the humble birth, and people, many people, they started to criticize the king. First one, the elite people, those who was traditionally semidar or landlord. Then the people, those who written the book about Delhi Sultanate, all of them criticizing the king. And the officials of Sultan Muhammad Tughlaq. So, Sultan Muhammad Tughlaq appointed Asir Kumar, a wine distiller, Firuz Khajam, a barber, monk, a tabak, and a cook, and two gardeners, and Lada and Pira, as a high administrative post. And those who become the barber or wine seller, like that, different people, they are getting the power in their hands. And when they are becoming the rulers, because their background is entirely different from that, even though they are getting training, sometimes they may mislead the king. That was the common thing. And if now also we can see some of the politicians, they are getting bad opinion or guidance, waste guidance from the people, those who are guiding them, maybe business people, like that. And like earlier Sultan, the Khilji and Tughlaq monarch appointed military commanders as the governors of the territories of varying size. When which area they are having the threat from the neighbors, they started to appoint the military command as the governor of that area. And these land were also called Ikta, because that is separate, because that ruling by the military commander. That land is known as Ikta, and their holder was called Iktadar, or the Makti. And the duty of the Maktis was led military campaigns and maintaining law and order in the Iktas. Where they are getting rule, they want to do two things. First thing, they want to control their military. Second thing, maintain the law and order in that area, and exchange their military service. And Maktis collected the revenue from their assignment as salary. Military commander, they are collecting revenue from that area, and they are giving some salary to the soldiers from that. And they also paid their soldiers from this revenue. And control over the Maktis was most effective if their office was not inherited, and if they were assigned an iktas or for a short period of time before being shifted. When those who are becoming the iktas or military commander, their rule was very effective. If they are not coming like their father, after that son, like that, if it is like that, it won't be that much effective. First time, if they are getting that iktas position, their rule was very effective. And these harsh conditions of service were rigorously imposed during the period of Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. And this was the time of Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. We are thinking about them. Accounts were appointed by the state to check amount of revenue collected by Maktis. The revenue, how much they are collecting, the amount, how much they are collecting from the people, that was checked by the accounts. And care was taken that Maktis collected only the taxes prescribed by the state, and that he kept record number of soldiers, how much they are collecting and how much soldiers they need. Everything was checked by the accounts. And as the Delhi sultans brought in the hinterland of the cities under their control, they forced the landed chieftains, means the samdas, aristocrats, and the rich landlords to accept their authority. When they are making the hinterland to under the control of Delhi Sultanate, they are saying the land chieftain to take his authority. Under Alauddin Khilji, the state brought the assessment and collection of land revenue under its own control. Means when they are getting control of their hinterland, they are completing the making the assessment of the land, how much it is the from that land, how much they can collect the revenue, that assessment they are doing. And the right of the local chieftains to levy taxes were cancelled, and they were also forced to pay tax. Only thing, they are getting authority but they can't collect the tax, and at the same time they want to pay tax. Delhi Sultan's administrators measured the land and kept careful accounts. Already we said they conducted surveys, and according to that survey they are keeping how much tax they want to pay. Some of the old chieftains and landlords served the Sultan as revenue collectors and assessor. Some of the person they got power, even though they was usually they are not making as a revenue collection, but some of them they got the chance to become the revenue collectors as well as assessors. And there were three types of taxes. First one, cultivation of the courage, then amounting to about 50 percentage of the person's produce. If they are getting 100 kg of particular thing, they want to pay 50 percentage to the king. That was the tax given taken by the Delhi Sultanate. Second one, a cattle, how much cattle they are having, that also 50 percentage. And horse also, that like that means agriculture production, cattle, and houses. For houses also they want to pay tax to the king. Like the three types of taxes was there. When we was 6th standard, we studied about 6 types of tax. So we are stopping here and we will continue in next video.